Good morning, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Maximizing Your Potential Talk Show. I'm your host, Gertrude J. Chapman, and I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with me here today on this very powerful segment. You know, I've been talking about getting up in the morning and framing your day. You know, it's such a great way, y'all, to begin your day by getting up. And before you get in the presence of others, get in the presence of God and begin to empty yourself out and ask Him to fill you each day for whatever you need for that day. And then get in the mirror and look at yourself directly in the eyes and begin to speak positive affirmations over yourself. Begin to talk to yourself. Begin to affirm yourself. Begin to tell yourself that I'm a winner, that I'm an overcomer, that I'm a world changer, that, just speak positive things to yourself. And you'll see how it'll begin to uplift your spirit. It'll begin to bring attention to things that you ordinarily wouldn't have thought about, you know? That and what I'm talking about here is, that positive mindset, those thoughts that come in your mind on a day to day and all day. Okay, it'll bring an awareness to that. So always remember to get up and frame your day, because it's not saying that things won't try to come and invade your day, those negative things, those things that come to cripple your day or come to hinder your day, but you'll be more aware of those things. So that's what you should do each and every morning. I'm not telling you this because I don't do it. I do it every single day, every single day. And I notice the change that it brings me. And I've been doing this for some years. Okay. I've been doing this for some years. And it has brought me a mighty long way. So that's why I always tell my audience, begin to frame your day, especially when you get up in the morning and sometimes you just don't feel like, getting out of bed. You're dreading getting out of bed. So if you could just change your mindset, you'll have a different perspective. You'll go through your day in a different light. So always remember, get up and frame your day. I'm very excited about all the great things that are going on here at Turning Point Enrichment Incorporation. We have some exciting things going on, especially launching next month. Last night I was on the phone talking to a producer of mine, and he's getting ready to help me do this commercial. And I'm so excited about that. Matter of fact, we're gonna, do that next week, next Monday or Tuesday. And I was telling him, what I wanted in this video, because I know it's gonna have an enormous impact on the women that, and what I'm talking about is a course that's in the final production right now. Like I said, it's going to be launching next month. Also, with a book collaboration that two other ladies are doing with me, and this has been in the works for about a year now. There's so much been going on and it had been delayed. But you know what? Delay is not a denial. The delay, sometimes we think that it's something's going to happen in a certain time frame, and it doesn't. But this is the right time, because all of these tools, all of these things that we've been working on, these things are to help build your self-confidence and your self-esteem. And that's what the course is all about. That's what the collaboration is all about. Because with the book collaboration, I want you to see other women who have come through, situations and circumstances and have overcome to get where they are today. They didn't give up. Now, they had every reason to give up, but they went through and they accomplished, reaching their ultimate goal. And this is going to help and build you wherever you may be, whatever you may be facing. Just like this course, this course is designed to help build your self confidence and your self esteem and take it to another level where you can maximize your potential. You know, many of you are tired of the same old, going around the same mountain, you know, doing the same thing day in and day out. And you have become tired. You have become stressed out. You have, a lot of times you want to just throw it all in. But for whatever reason, you're still hanging on. Hanging on, just existing instead of living your life on purpose. So this course has 12 different units, and it's going to take you step by step and fully give you an understanding, give you an actionable steps where you can work on them individually. So when it all comes together, your self-esteem and your self-confidence will be at an all-time high where you can maximize your potential, where you could begin to see the greatness on the inside of you. And this is what I'm so excited about. Matter of fact, we all excited about it because I know the dynamic effect that it will have on you and your life and all of those people who surround you. It's going to also touch them because, we affect the people's lives that we touch also. We affect their lives also. So this is to help you, like I said, to build your self-confidence, build your self-esteem by maximizing your potential. Just don't live in a mediocre environment, but maximize your potential because I know that you could win and you will win. And this is some of the things I'm going to be talking about today. Can you move beyond the norm? Can you move beyond the norm? Things that you normally think, things that you normally do, that routine, things that you could do with your eyes closed. You have come into a comfortable situation, a comfortable place. But can you move beyond the norm? And I want to tell you, there is room for growth. There is room for growth, y'all. Don't ever, close yourself off and say, well, I know all I need to know. Or this is just the way it is with me. I don't need to grow. Or you use the excuse of age. Well, I'm too old for this. Maybe if I was, in my teens or in my 20s or my 30s, I would have, done this. But you could do it now. Age is nothing but a number. Okay? Age is nothing but a number. And this is what I'm talking about, going beyond the norm, the normal way you're thinking. Well, you may be thinking, well, if I'm in my 50s, 60s, or 70s, I don't have too much longer to live. But why, think of it that way? Why think of it as a doom and gloom situation? Think of it in another way. Okay, think of it as you have life and make the best of your life. Matter of fact, my husband had an aunt that lived to 105 years old. Okay, so don't ever think, well, my time is up at a certain time, because whatever you think, so you shall be. Okay, so shift your mindset. Shift your mindset to see beyond the norm what people say, the norm what society may label you as. You have to go beyond that. There's so much more to each and every individual. Okay, don't ever cut yourself short or withdraw or withhold anything that's going to advance you. to live your life and live your life on purpose. Maximize your potential. Okay, ladies, maximize your potential by building your self esteem and self confidence. Now, this is not going to be things that you ordinarily hear, okay? Because this is out of the norm, okay? Not the things that you think. This is going to be something out of the norm because the norm only affects the surface. But I'm talking about going to the root cause, going to the root causes and eradicating some of those things that you have held on to for such a long time. So, can you move beyond the norm? Because there is room for growth and always make room for growth. Let me tell you, when I get off these live streams and, do what I got to do, I'm always, each and every day, I'm listening to videos, I'm reading, I'm studying, and I'm pressing beyond the norm. Okay, I'm pressing beyond the norm. So I'm not just telling you this to tell you this. I'm telling you what I do. I'm telling you what works. Okay, if it works for me, it'll work for you. I'm no different from you. I'm a human being just like you. Okay, so think of it like that, okay? And a lot of times we don't know what we don't know, but give yourself an opportunity for growth. There is room for growth, okay? And the first talking point that I want to share with you, matter of fact, before I even get into that, if you'd like to know more about this course that's coming up for women, building your self esteem and self confidence, go to the information that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Linktree/keys to wealth building. Again, that's Linktree/keys to wealth building. And you're scheduling, when you go to that link, it links you to a Zoom meeting with me because I would like to take the time, the opportunity to get to, to talk to you and see if you are a good fit for this course. Because this is something that you have to make up your mind that you want to change. Okay? That you want to change. Otherwise, it's a waste of your time. And this is a course also, let me tell you this, it's at your own pace. Okay? At your own pace. So wherever you have the free time to listen to these tapes or to listen to it's not tapes, it's videos and with actionable steps and everything. And this course, it contains a lot of information. It's up to you, okay, at your own pace, in your leisure. You could, access this and listen to it over and over again. And it's yours forever. Okay. It's yours forever. But, go to that link, Linktree/keys to wealth building. And if you truly want to maximize your potential and say, Gertrude, I'm tired of, going around this same mountain. I've been on this trail for so long and I haven't gotten to my destination, this course is for you. This course is for you. If you're feeling unfulfilled and you're feeling like there's a void inside of you, this course is for you because it truly will take you to another level where you could build your self-esteem and build your self-confidence. So the first talking point when I'm talking about can you move beyond the norm? Challenge your mind. Okay? That's the first thing that has to happen. You have to challenge your mind. Why? So you could think differently, you know? So you could get those thoughts to coincide with your design pathway. And you heard me talk about this, many, many times about this unity within yourself. Okay? People have this unity within themselves. And there has to be a unity there. If it hadn't worked for you, in 10 years, it hadn't worked for you, in 20 years, even last month. If it didn't work last month, why keep trying the same way? You see, that's what I'm talking about. There's room for growth. Okay, challenge your mind to think differently. Why? To expand your mindset. You can't be all stuck here in your mind and thinking, well, this is the way it's got to be. You have to, get outside of those boundaries, those limitations that you have set for yourself, and give yourself an opportunity to think differently. Okay? Keeping in mind, your design pathway, keeping that intact, but enhancing the way you think and even changing some things that you have thought about and that wasn't, correct. I think I had a broadcast last week talking about that. Beliefs, your belief system. And how do you do this? By investing in yourself. Okay? Invest in yourself at the level that you expect results. Don't be always, thinking that, well, I don't have the money to invest in myself. Yes, you do. If you have the money to save up for a vehicle or save up to purchase a house or just go to the store and buy something that you don't really need. I have seen this, y'all, and this has never been me because I'm not one that makes these impulse buying. I'm not a window shopper. I'm not any of that. And thank God. And I'm talking to me. Thank God I'm not like that. Okay. It has to be a reason why I purchase something, and I don't purchase on impulse or any of those things, and I don't window shop. Okay. If I'm in the store, I'm there for a reason. But how many times do you know, and it might even be you just go in the store and you just buy something, okay? And you're shopping. And then you get home and you say, well, why did I buy this? Okay? Or you return the products back. Or there's even have been times I've known people to buy stuff and just, accumulate all this stuff. And later they sell it at a garage sale for, not even half what they paid for it. Brand new stuff. That's why you have to challenge your mind to think differently. But when it comes to you hold back on expanding your mindset. I want you to think about that. Thinking that it's too much. Thinking that, you can't invest in yourself. Well, I'm going to tell you, you are the best commodity there is. Invest in yourself. So you could be that profitable producer. Think about that. I'm going to let that sit there for a while. Can you move beyond the norm? Challenge your mind. Here's the second talking point. What does that accomplish when you move beyond the norm? It removes those old thought patterns, what you heard, and whatever you heard, whatever you saw, you assumed it was the truth. And those old belief systems have become implanted within you because they were seeds. And now you cannot move beyond that seed that was planted. So I challenge you today to move beyond the norm. Your normal way of thinking, your normal way of doing, your normal way of being. Move beyond that. Because when you invest in yourself and you bring that to the forefront, where you, here we go again, where you see your value. You see, that's another key right there. That's another key why you're not investing in yourself and why you need this class. Because that's a self-esteem and self-confidence issue. That's a self-esteem and self-confidence issue. Because you're thinking you're not good enough. You may not be saying it, but subconsciously you're thinking it. You're thinking it. And it's by actions. Well, I don't need this, but still you remain stuck in a situation. Still you remain struggling in a situation. Still you remain, in a situation, sitting there not doing anything about it. When you have an opportunity to move beyond the norm, there's always room for growth. Don't ever think that you have arrived. As long as we are on this earth, we have not arrived. Some of you may be just existing instead of living. There's more to you, okay, than just existing. Not really, accomplishing your goals, but just struggling. And I call it scratching and surviving, okay? Scratching and surviving. I want to paint that picture in your mind today of scratching and surviving. And some of you, that's what you have been doing for such a long time, scratching and surviving. And not really accomplishing those things that you can accomplish because you have not moved beyond the norm. You haven't challenged yourself to move beyond that. And that's so unfair when you have that opportunity to do so. And also, when I'm talking about can you go beyond the norm, what does that accomplish? It removes the concerns about what other people think about you. It's no more, an issue what so-and-so thinks. It moves you beyond that, where you could be unapologetically you. It doesn't matter. It just won't matter. Okay? Can you see yourself in a place where you could be proud of yourself? Okay? And you could look back and say, look where I've come from. But look where I'm at now. And even more, look where I'm going to. Because all of that helps you to see what you're capable of doing. And that's something that I get into detail in this course. So go to the bottom of the screen and see if this course is something that you qualify for, okay? Or that fits you. By going to Linktree/keys to wealth building. And I'm talking about wealth building in all ways, okay? In your mind, in your body, and in your finances. Okay? Your mind, your body, and your finances. Because what good is it if you're stressed out? like some of you are right now. You're stressed out. You're overwhelmed. You opening yourself up to all type of sicknesses and diseases because you fail to come into a place where you could elevate yourself, elevate your mind, your thinking, your speaking, your actions, where you can maximize your potential by being, by receiving information, by receiving wisdom that's going to help you do just that, because it's not going to address the surface, but it's going to go there and pluck up the root, those old belief systems. And I call them, those old trees planted, because I like to take it with an acorn and the oak tree. Just think about that. Can you move beyond the norm? There is room for more. Okay? There is room for growth. Next talking point is change your narrative. Can you change your narrative? Yes, you can. And yes, you will. You got to stop being stubborn, okay? When you're stubborn, things break in your life. Things break. And the after effect of that, leads to many things that's unfavorable. So you have to give yourself permission and say to yourself, look, I've done that and it hasn't worked for me. Let me try something different. And give yourself permission to move beyond the norm, the normal ways that you do things, that routine, the things that you may have seen your parents do, your grandparents, the authority figures in your life, your siblings, your friends. Move beyond that. Okay? Just be you. Be concerned about yourself. You're on this road to reach your ultimate goal. Or you're on the right road. Or you on your design pathway. Or are you on a pathway that somebody else designed for you? Or have you taken a detour? Has something come to obstruct your view? You could change the narrative. It all comes with determination. You have to be determined that you want more for your life, that you don't want to remain here, that there's more for you. You're already feeling it on the inside. You're feeling like there's something missing. So this is a great opportunity to step out. Step out and make a difference in your life. Not for anybody else, y'all. You don't have to please anybody else. But do it for yourself. Do it for your kids. Okay? You do it for yourself first, and then you do it for your kids. Because you want to allow them to see that they can move beyond the norm. That there's greatness inside of them. Just like there's greatness inside of you. But you can't show them that if you're not doing it yourself, because people look at you, okay? And this allows them to find out how to treat you. So if you're not treating yourself with value, if you're not treating yourself with confidence, if you're not treating yourself with esteem, well, you can't expect anybody else. Some people demand it. How can you demand something that you're not willing to teach others how to treat you? You can change the narrative. How important is your future? How important is your future? Or are you just taking it day by day? Whatever will be, will be. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. You remember that song from way back then? You know, you can't live your life like that, winging it. Just thinking, well, oh, I get up this morning, let me see what's going to happen. And, just being so unorganized, compulsive, and stuff like that. Every once in a while, y'all. But don't live that scatterbrain life, scattered. Because that's an excuse for not coming into responsibility of moving beyond the norm. People, and I know people like that. You ask them about certain things and they say, well, I don't plan that far ahead. I just wait for that day and then whatever I feel like doing. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So it just let me know you just scattered all out there. You have to take responsibility for your life. But you can change the narrative. You can move beyond the norm. There's always room for growth. The next talking point. Why is it necessary to grow? Number one, so you don't get stuck. So you don't get stuck. Now, there was a time that you did, and I know you did the best you could with what you had, with what you've been taught, You did the best you could. But when there's an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to move beyond the norm, an opportunity to maximize your potential, why not? Why not take the step? Why not give yourself permission to receive information, wisdom, actionable things to do that will move you beyond that place where you are? You're either stuck there, you're inching forward, you're moving backwards, or you're scratching and surviving. Who wants to scratch and survive? That seems like you're just fighting your way through. Can you picture that? Scratching and surviving? You're just fighting your way through. There's opposition after opposition after opposition. You're always fighting. Who wants to live always fighting? Who wants to live that way? Always on the low end of the stick. Every time you think that you're rising up, something slam you back down. Now you got to scratch and survive to get back where you were if you ever get there. I've even heard people say, You know, I used to be in this place and I'm trying to get back to this place. It's been 2 years and I'm trying to find my way back. Who wants to live that way? It's necessary to grow. There is room for growth. You can move beyond the norm, okay? You can, because it changes everything about you. It changes the way you see things. It changes the way you speak. It changes the way you do things. It changes into expectation. You know, that you're expecting something good to happen each and every day. Something that's going to, wow your mind. You're expecting it. You're waiting for it. You're anticipating that something good is going to happen to you. You attract what your most dominant thoughts. You attract those things into your life and you wonder why. Sometimes there's opposition after opposition because that's what you're attracting. So there's always room for growth where those things you'll stop attracting. But first, we got to shift that mindset. We got to change that mindset. We got to get to the root because that's just, what you see. That's just the leaves on the tree. And nothing ever changes until that root is plucked out. Nothing ever changes. So I want you to remember that. Why is it necessary to grow? Because everything about you, your relationships, okay, they change. Your thoughts, your perception, your future, the way you see yourself, okay? Even that, the way you see yourself, the way you will begin to speak, the way you begin to, interact, the way you begin to do things, all of those things will change when you decide that it is time for you to move beyond the norm because there's room for growth. Okay? There's room for growth. It's necessary because you'll see those things that you can accomplish and you'll know your capabilities. But if you have issues with self-esteem and self-confidence, you won't know those things. And like I said, I did research with the Wealthy Her Network, and what I found when I was going through and I'm looking and say, let me see, what's the market out there for this particular product. And I saw 79% of women suffer from a general form of self-esteem and self-confidence issues. And I went from there, okay? This is something I'm passionate about because this was once me, y'all. This was once me. So I know what it feels like. I know what it is to not see yourself the way that you were created to be. I know what it is to allow things on the outside to shape you, your value, and you take those things in instead of living from the inside out. I know what it was like. And I know what you're going through. I know those questions that you have been asking, or those questions that you think that are silly, that nobody, they'll think that you're silly if you ask those questions. I know because it was once me. So I know when you get beyond that limitation of the norm, how much your life will open up, how much you can see, how much you can enjoying your life, instead of scratching and surviving, instead of trying to make things work, instead of, pacing the floor night after night, trying to find out the best way. I know what it's like. So this doesn't have to be you. You could go to that link below, Linktree/keys to wealth building, and get in touch with me. I would love to talk to you and see if you are a match for that course, building your self-esteem and self-confidence. Like I said, it's 12 units. 12 units of wisdom and information that will totally transform your life in order for you to maximize your potential. You have to stop making excuses for yourself, Stop hiding behind excuses. Because what that says is you don't see your value, you don't see your worth, and you're not confident that you're going to make it. But yes, you will make it, and yes, you can make it. If you give yourself permission to say enough is enough and make a decision that allows for no turning back. I made that decision one day. And look at me now. I was a pitiful something when I went through those double layoffs. Like I said, through no fault of my own, when the housing market went bust. But I have joy unspeakable now and full of glory. Joy. Because I went beyond the norm. What society said. What I had been taught. What I had been expected. What I was thinking. And I chose to live my life on purpose. Live my life on purpose. Brought myself into unity. Have that focus where I see the end from the beginning. And that allows me to walk down my design pathway without allowing distractions to get me off course. Because distractions, they have a loud voice and they're calling for you each and every day. There was one time I allowed a distraction to get me off course. Okay? And I found myself back on course. And since then, I haven't been off course again. Major distraction. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean that that's your design journey. You have to know your purpose. You have to know yourself. So get in this class. Linktree/keys to wealth building is coming up. Next month will be the launching for this class. So where you could get that information, contact me by going to Linktree/keys to wealth building. And the last talking point is building self-confidence and self-esteem course. That's what I want to talk about. Believe in yourself. Ladies, you got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, who will believe in you? I know you've been going through a lot of things that has transpired in your life. Life happens. But that's not you. No matter what you have gone through in your life, don't stop there and think, well, this is me. No one wants what I have. No one wants to know about me. No one wants to buy from me. No one's going to listen to me. That's a situation and a circumstance that you went through. You need to see who you are, find out who you are, and come in agreement, come in unity with that. Come into unity. You can't take anybody where you haven't been, but if you've been there, you certainly could shed some light by helping them overcome a situation, giving them hope, or helping them avoid a situation. Think about that. And think about everything along that design pathway. There's a lot of, goodies along that design pathway. But you got to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. That's why I said, challenge your mind to see beyond the norm. See beyond the norm. Give yourself an opportunity to connect the dots and stop guessing and struggling. Live your life on purpose. Connect those dots, y'all. Ladies, this has been, a fun broadcast. And I hope that, what you have heard has helped you to see that you can move beyond the norm. There's so much more excitement when you come into living beyond the norm. Okay? Get out of the norm. Get out of the routine. Get out of the scratching and surviving. Okay? And come to a place where you will live your life on purpose. There is room for growth. So challenge your mind and find out, what does that accomplish when you challenge your mind? And know this, that you could change the narrative. You could change it. And see why it is necessary to grow. And then come and join this course. And like I said, it's at your own pace. All the information will be there. But find out how you could, if this opportunity, if it's a perfect fit for you, by going to the link that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, Linktree/Keys to Wealth Building. I'm going to say it again, Linktree/Keys to Wealth Building. So I hope that, this has really helped you and open up your eyes, the eyes of your understanding, where you could see that there's more to you than what you could see. Like I said, you have to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. You have to learn how to zero in where you could see your goodness, where you could see your greatness, where you could see those treasures, those gems. And that's why I connect with your goodness. There's a lot of good treasures inside there. There's a lot of value inside of you. And that's why, a lot of times you think people, well, why are they always calling on me for this? Why are they calling me for that? And you think people are taking advantage of you. Yeah. A lot of times, they see it, they want it, but you can't see it. Because if you could see it, you would do something about it. I want that to sit there right there for a minute. But instead, you're over here scratching and surviving, trying to make it work. When all you have to do is walk in it. Walk in it. So that's all I have for you today. And I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with me on Maximizing Your Potential Talk Show. I'm your host, Gertrude J. Chapman, and it's always a pleasure to see you, even when you're not in the chat, to see you there listening. And, and I hope it's helping you. And I hear from many of you saying, Gertrude, I really love these topics and, how much it has helped me, move forward in my life. So even if this class isn't for you, if you know somebody that could benefit from this, pass on this information. As a matter of fact, share out this broadcast. Share out this broadcast with your friends, your co-workers, anybody that this could help to build their self-esteem and self-confidence. And again, I want to thank you. So remember this. I look forward to seeing you the next time. But this is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. Have a great rest of your day.